Hey my beautiful souls, welcome back to Finding with Jessie, the life coach. For those who are new here, my name is Jessie. I am a life coach and we do a little bit of everything on this channel. So today we are going to be doing some self-development. So today we are going to be speaking about a topic that a lot of people can relate to, which is how to respond versus reacting to situations that trigger us. So this is the thing. This is a hard thing to do, especially when you are in the moment. But there are some tips and tricks that you can start implementing and creating a process in your self-development to really get there. And I'm going to show you how to do it. So first thing to really know about navigating responses to our triggers, it can be extremely difficult. It's not an easy task. And that's why I said in one of my latest videos is that it should be a personal development for many people, especially if you're one of those people who are quick to react. You're quick to just jump when something actually happens. Now, reacting is a subconscious response. Now, something that also is mind-blowing is that a reaction is a response. When we actually react to certain things, it is actually a response to whatever that trigger is. And it's actually deep-rooted in our subconscious, which means that it is just something that automatically happens. And it's not necessarily a bad thing. If you think of things that we react to, it's actually to help us, to protect us. I'm gonna give you an example. Like, let's say there was a car coming straight at you, right? The first thing you might do, most people would do, is jump out of the way. And it's not something that we stop and really think about or we process. It's just boom, automatically, right? It just happens. A car's coming and we jump out the way. Let's say you smell smoke in the middle of the night, God forbid, right? And you get up and you smell the smoke. The first thing you're gonna be quick to do is react. You're gonna probably get, the important people or important things, and automatically you're gonna think that if there's smoke, that there is fire. If there's a gunshot that goes off or big loud bang, the first thing you might automatically do, your response is going to be to duck. And if it's not going to be to duck, it might be to run. So reactions are not a bad thing. We just need to know how to filter through them and navigate through them so we are. In my last few videos, I talked about reactive abuse, and a big part of reactive abuse, especially when you're dealing with a narcissistic person, is reactions. They love to create and get a reaction out of you. And it's super important that you stay grounded and that you do not give them what they want. But on less critical terms, on a day-to-day basis, we deal with people who literally trigger us. Our family members trigger us, our significant others trigger us. If you have kids, your kids could trigger you. Just everyday people, when we're out and about, they can trigger us, right? They can say certain things, they can do certain things, they can make us feel uncomfortable, they could cross our boundaries, and we are quick to react. Since our reactions are deeply rooted in our subconscious, the part that we cannot see, the part that we usually are not aware of, the part that's in the shadow, that's in the darkness, we have to bring it up. Our job is to bring it into the light. We have to bring it into the forefront. Our job is to bring it into the conscious mind so we can actually work on it. You are able to work on it. You are able to evaluate it and actually see it and think of it from a critical lens. So this is where our critical thinking skills are going to come into play, and we're going to break down reactions. We can't fix what we can't see, and two, we cannot fix what we don't understand. And when our reactions are stuck in the subconscious form, that we automatically do it without thinking about it, that's exactly where it stays. It stays in a phase of where we can't fix it, and it stays in the phase of where we do not understand it. So we're just running on impulses and doing things automatically. So once again, our job is to bring it to the forefront, to say, hey, I see you, and now I am going to fix you. We have to retrain our mind to really think about what reaction is costing us and what we are giving, what is being taken away from us, and then also what we are giving on a subconscious level. And when you think of it like that, it changes the way you think of reacting. So we got to retrain and reprogram our minds. So when I assist on coaching people on working through their reactions, I tell them to really critically think and really critically reflect on the 3 P's: provide, prosper, and protect. When you really think about reactions, any type of reaction you have to any type of triggers, one thing that comes up when you really think about it is that reactions require and take energy. Your energy. You have to give energy to be able to react to anything. And if you really understand your energy, and we break down what energy is, you need energy for everything in your life. Right? You need energy to go to work. You need energy to get up and make your meals. You need energy to go out and go food shopping. You need energy to be able to have a conversation. You need energy to be able to, if you have kids, to give to your kids. You need energy to sustain your relationships. You need energy to give to your significant other. Energy is a fuel, okay, that actually goes into everything necessary for life. Without energy, we don't have anything. Energy is a currency for our life force, and that's how you have to think about your energy. You have to think of it in currency. I've said this before in a past video. Our energy, think about it. Really think about this. If you don't have energy to do certain things, it depletes your currency. So our energy is a valuable resource that we really need to be more consciously aware of. And when you think of it in that sense, you're not going to be so easily giving it to everyone, especially if you realize that it's taking away from you. The more I give into reactions and the more I give into people who trigger me, I have less for me. And if I have less for me, because you are depleted, your energy is depleted every time you react to every single thing. And a lot of people don't think of their energy like that. And that's why they're quick to react. But when you start really sitting back and critically thinking about what is taken away from you and what you are giving to other people when you react, you start seeing it differently. You're like, wait a minute, right? And we don't want people stealing from us, and we don't want to give to situations that are not giving back to us and depleting our vital resource that we could be putting into something else. So you really have to consider your energy every time someone is triggering you. The second thing that reaction does every time is that it steals our peace. Think about reactions. When you critically think about it, it actually steals our peace. And our peace is our foundation, is the foundation that should be sustaining us. Without peace, there's nothing but chaos and a lot of drama. And you don't want that in your life. You become really depleted when there's no peace at your foundation. So you got to be super protective of it. And that's where the P in protection comes in. You have to protect your peace. And that's how you have to think about it. So every time you think of reacting, you have to think about what's it taking from me once again, and what am I giving up? So what's it taking from you is your peace. What you are willingly giving up is your peace. Now the last thing, if you really think about reactions and what they provide, is they're providing fuel and ego boost. They're providing distractions. They're providing chaos. They're providing arguments that go in loops. They create cycles. And what you want to do is stop that. So once again, you have to think about what you give every time you give a reaction to something. What are you providing to other people? And that's what you're providing, especially narcissistic individuals. You give them an ego boost every time they have power over you. And when the way they have power over you is by creating reactions in you that get your emotions and feelings all stirred up, that create this reaction and outburst. And as we've seen in recent times, in recent cases, those outbursts can actually put you in a really, really bad predicament. It could affect everything from your image all the way to, it could actually be something that winds up being a huge case against you. So controlling your reactions is super important. And like I said, you have to be able to retrain your mind. Our minds automatically, when we are triggered, send some type of threat. Once again, they're automatic. They're deep down there in that subconscious. And your job is to really think of what this subconscious thing, this reaction, what it means. And we just broke it down. So in order for you to start creating responses versus reactions, you have to really think and reflect on, once again, what is it costing you, and what are you giving out, and what are you receiving from these reactions? And when you sit down and really think of it critically and really think of what reactions are and how they work, it only does what? It steals from you. It's taking away your energy, it's taking away your peace, and it's just providing distractions in your life, which is also going to take away from you. Because when you are super focused on reacting to someone, you're losing automatically. So now, before you bring reactions into the conscious mind, we never thought about it. We just automatically do it. But when you sit down and think about all these things in real detail, you're like, wait a minute. Well, it's really costing me more than it's giving me. And it makes you think differently about reactions. So you have to be able to retrain your mind, retrain your automatic impulses to stop and be like, wait a minute, this is costing me a little bit too much. I'm not even going to bother. You're not even going to bother. And that's how you have to really start retraining your mind. It's a process. It takes time, but you have to think over and over and over every time you're going to react about the 3 P's. Provide, prosper, and protect. Not everything requires your reaction. And that's the next thing we're going to talk about in the process in a different video. We're going to talk about principles you need to be able to apply into your life to really get to the part that you start responding versus reacting. It's a process. It's a process on regulating your emotions. And regulating your emotions is not easy for many people because they've never been taught how to do so. And that's why we're going to go through the stages and the process to help you and anyone else who struggles with reacting versus responding. We want to be able to respond. We want to be able to grow. We want to be able to, work on ourselves and work on our personal development and maturate. Filtering your reactions to be able to respond is a huge, huge personal goal, and everybody should be working on it. So guys, that is all I have for you today. Kisses and smooches, and I will see you all in my next one. Bye.